Goal, entertainment lovers!
Wrong football.
Whatever the case, we've got a great show ahead that, unlike the big game, you can appreciate without the commercials. We've got Madison McGill covering the latest in music, Max Lewis with the trailer watch, and a whole lot more.
So set Hut and Hype viewers, because from Ball State University, The Real Deal starts now.
Hello, and welcome to The Real Deal, Ball State's one and only entertainment news show. I'm Aiden Hall.
And I'm Sunny Clark. What an excellent indoor terrible game this past Sunday.
Of course, our wordsmiths did not actually know the outcome of the game while they were writing this, but rest assured that we agree with the popular opinion of the game.
Speaking of popular, Whitney Perry's here to run us through some of the latest headlines in pop culture. Whitney?
Ben Stiller broke the world record for the longest selfie stick. The actor wanted to add some extra excitement to the Zoolander 2 premiere in London. He wanted to take a challenge on the red carpet. Stiller tried to break the world's longest stick ever made. Of course he succeeded, but it was also a difficult task. Stiller tweeted to his fans, "This was more dangerous than it looks." Regardless, he managed to overcome and hoped it would create history, and that what he did. Zoolander premieres this Friday in theaters. Caitlyn Jenner has earned many awards in 2015, and now she can add another to the list. The Star's Vanity Fair issue cover was named Cover of the Year last week by the American Society of Magazine Editors. Jenner made her debut on the issue in June 2015. She also revealed why she came up with her name Caitlyn. She admitted she would watch pageants for inspiration, but her assistant randomly mentioned liking the name. Congrats to Caitlyn. Will Selena Quintanilla have her own Barbie doll? Fans have launched a Change.org petition to have the company Mattel produce a doll made in her likeness. The petition started after the toy manufacturer announced that they will release Barbie will have 3 new body shapes. In the petition, it stated, "There has yet to be any curvy Hispanic Barbie dolls in any Barbie line. We think Selena is a perfect candidate for that kind." More than 2,900 people have signed the Change.org petition. One supporter wrote, "Selena is a fashion icon not only within the Latin community, but in American culture. Her style has influenced many of today's biggest stars." Mattel has not responded. That's all for Hollywood Headlines. I'm Whitney Perry, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Whitney. What are you doing, Aiden?
I'm giving the camera my best blue steel.
Oh, of course.
Indeed. Apart from breaking the selfie stick record, there have been even more Zoolander 2 news this past week in the form of a new trailer.
Here to cover that trailer and more in this week's Trailer Watch is Max Lewis. Max?
Rebel Wilson is back alongside Dakota Johnson to star in the new movie How to Be Single. After 4 years of college, Alice, played by Johnson, decides she needs a break from her long-term boyfriend Josh. Excited and ready for new challenges, the eager grad moves to New York to take a job as a paralegal. Helping her navigate her way through an unfamiliar city is Robin, played by Wilson, a fun-loving, wild co-worker who enjoys partying and one-night stands. With Robin as her freewheeling guide, Alice can now learn how to get free drinks, meet men, and enjoy the single lifestyle. The movie opens in theaters Friday, February 12th, and is sure to be a smash hit. One of the biggest comedies set to be released soon is Ben Stiller's Zoolander No. 2. When the world's most beautiful people are systemically assassinated with former famous male models Zoolander's trademark blue steel look on their face, Interpol recruits Derek and his friends Hansel McDonald to infiltrate a new and different world of high fashion in order to put a stop to it. Meanwhile, Derek's rival, Jacob Maguto, is set free and is seeking revenge. The movie comes out Friday, February 12th as well, and there is no chance of me going to see this movie. First and foremost, it's a Ben Stiller movie, and the trailer looks horrible. Lastly is the movie Race. Race is based on the incredible true story of Jesse Owens, the legendary athletic superstar whose quest to become the greatest track and field athlete in history thrusts him onto the world stage in the 1936 Olympics, where he faces off against Adolf Hitler's vision of Aryan supremacy. Race is an enthralling film about courage, determination, tolerance, and friendship, and an inspiring drama about one man's fight to become an Olympic legend. Now this is a quality film, and then the fact that it appears in the same segment as Zoolander is an insult. But hey, what are you going to do? The movie comes out Friday, February 19th, and will definitely make it onto my watch list. This has been Max Lewis with your Trailer Watch.
Thanks, Max. You know, Sonny, I'm disappointed in myself. I was too busy blue stealing at the camera to make the Zoolander joke I should have made.
Well, it's a bit late for that, isn't it?
But I was going to say...
Too late. Don't say it.
That selfie stick needed to be at least 3 times longer than the average selfie stick.
Why do I even try anymore? Stay tuned. We've got Angelica Watts with a preview for what's coming to TV, Michael Mathis with the top 5, and a whole lot more.
Take leads to another choice.
Come back to me, baby. Come bother me.
Some choices could change everything.
I should have been there. It's not your fault, Travis.
Every moment of the rest of your life hangs on them. Gabby!
I ain't afraid to die anymore. I've done it already.
It's calling to you.
Oh, Monty. Come, join me on the divan. It seems Allegra's a no-show, which is simply a bore. But I'll partner you in bridge.
Would that it were so simple.
Cut. 27 Apple, take 2.
All right, let's try this.
Well, good luck to you.
You too. I hope you find your son.
And I hope you find your father.
Welcome back to the show. Now, we at The Real Deal would wager that a good portion of our viewers only watch the Super Bowl for one thing and one thing only.
The commercials?
I was thinking more of the beautiful, graceful Ball State alumni Papa John bounding across the field to embrace the affectionate son, Peyton Manning. But the commercials are up there.
Well, there were a huge collection of commercials on display during the biggest television event of the year. Here to give his top 5 Super Bowl commercials is Michael Mathis. Michael?
Hey there, Real Deal viewers. If you're a part of the 111.9 million viewers that watched the Super Bowl 50 this past Sunday, then you're probably more than half of that crowd that tuned into the game just to watch the commercials. I won't lie, that's one of the main reasons I decided to sit down and watch some foosball. And with that said, I'm here to give you the top 5 best commercials that premiered at Super Bowl 50. Number 5, the Audi Astronaut. This commercial was captured beautifully. Not only did Audi nail the cuts between the older man and his younger self looking back at his astronaut past, but they also used the legend himself, David Bowie's song, Starman. The commercial was able to make a cheesy car commercial into a tear-jerking short film. I loved how the commercial may have been about a car, but it felt more like a story of man learning to fly again. Number 4, Kevin Hart, aka the controlling dad. I know, you're probably thinking, Michael, another car commercial? Really? But come on, Kevin Hart pretty much having it out for his daughter's boy toy is brilliant. I love that we got to see this comedian take on a role as a dad figure. The commercial was able to show a side of Kevin Hart every girl fears. But come on, ladies, you need to watch out for those sly men. With that said, I'm glad that Hyundai was able to show off their car, but in a subtle way. Number 3, the Wiener Dogs. Come on, the title says it all. Who would have guessed that Heinz would use actual wiener dogs dressed up in hot dog suits to come running towards their owners and ketchup and mustard costumes? It's brilliant. Number 2, Dorito Baby. I'm not gonna lie, this commercial threw me off completely. It was all cute with the baby trying to grab the Dorito at first, like, oh, the little guy's falling to dad waving the Dorito around. But when the dad threw the Dorito away and the baby came out flying out, I couldn't hold back from cracking up. I've never seen something that bold from a commercial. I can tell you one thing, once you see a baby fly out of a lady's hoo-ha, you've seen it all. And number 1, Puppy Monkey Baby. I lied, folks. Once you see this commercial, you've seen it all. When a combination of a puppy slash monkey slash puppy or baby monkey, pops on your screen, you don't know what to think. That's why I had to rate this one of my favorite commercials of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to my description of this commercial because no matter how I describe the image, I will just come off crazy. Just go watch it. Thank you for your time. I'm Michael Mathis, and this has been your top 5 Super Bowl ads of 2016.
Hoo-ha! Thank you, Michael. Puppy Monkey Baby sure was a sight to behold. I'm just a little upset at Mountain Dew rejecting my idea for that commercial slot.
What was that?
A cat orangutan adult.
That's just the opposite of what they aired and far less catchy.
Methinks the concept was too difficult for many of the plebeians in the Super Bowl audience.
Whatever you say. Speaking of huge television events, fans of Shonda Rhimes are going to have their Super Bowl on Thursday with the premiere of several of her shows.
Here to talk about those premieres is Angelica Watts. Angelica?
Mark your calendars. 3 of ABC's top shows premiere this week. The winter hiatus is one of the worst times of the year for TV fans. Sure, many of us are probably too busy around the holidays to tune in for a slew of TV shows and specials, but because shows leave the air for a big chunk of the winter, fans are often left on big cliffhangers, including deaths, secret love affairs, and more. But fear not, viewers at home, these cliffhangers will be soon resolved for fans all across the globe as Shondaland begins its descent back onto TVs, ready to provide the mysteries, shockers, and characters that we have all come to love. That's right, entertainment lovers. Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder are returning for their mid-season premieres. Now, legendary television producer Shonda Rhimes' stellar lineup of ABC melodramas are going to be coming back in full force to satisfy those who have had a long, lonely winter without the insane plot twists, backstabbing, and intrigue that only Shonda can provide. TGIT, the oasis for fans of Rhimes' work, is finally coming back to ABC this Thursday, February 11th. There are so many questions regarding what will go on this season. Has Meredith Grey been shot? Is Melly Grant a new Olivia Pope Associates client on Scandal? Does Annalise Keating have a baby on How to Get Away with Murder? Those are just a few speculations on the shocking events occurring on these premieres coming this Thursday. The absence of How to Get Away with Murder has been especially difficult for fans. We were all left with a shocking cliffhanger, and fans have been rapidly awaiting the return of Annalise, her students, and the layers upon layers of intrigue. Grey's Anatomy has also been a show that has been missed heavily by its loyal fans. Viewers everywhere are getting anxious to return to Grey Sloan and see what everyone's especially attractive doctors have been up to, especially after the dramatic, incredible mid-season finale from last year. The show really can go anywhere, and fans are craving to see what direction Rhimes and company will decide to take things. Finally, with Scandal promising to take the 2016 election, we are nearly guaranteed to not only receive soapy drama that we are all accustomed to from that show, but also a relevance of social commentary that could be incredible to see on a show like this. Fans are anxiously awaiting to start popping popcorn and pouring wine. Be sure to tune in this Thursday if you're one of the many that has been dying to return to Shondaland. Until next time, this is Angelica Watts.
Thanks for the preview, Angelica. You know, they could make a parody of one of those shows for you, Aiden.
Oh, really? What would it be called?
How to Get Away with a Terrible Joke.
You wound me, Sonny. You really wound me.
We'll give Aiden some time to shed his male tears during this break. Stick around, we've got Madison McGill with the Music Minute, Dylan Bateson with In Review, and a whole lot more. Welcome back to the show. As many of you know, Arrow has been a huge success for the CW, being one of the most successful comic book shows on TV.
Here to review one of the show's most recent episodes is Dylan Bateson. Dylan?
but holy crap, I'm glad that I watched this episode. This episode brought back the things that I, and probably most of the fans of the show, enjoyed from its conception. It had great classic fight scenes, it had a moment of character development, and it also had the original team back together again. That's right, the original sidekick to the Green Arrow, Roy Harper, returned after being killed off last season. Also, spoiler alert. Although many things may be going great for Team Arrow, complications emerge on the Thea front. Since being reborn in the Lazarus pit, she has had an untamable bloodlust. She's been able to keep it in check, however. It's now having negative effects on her and her body as she is slowly dying from not following the guidelines of being brought back to life. Oliver then took his matters into his own hands and proceeded to make a deal with the devil, Damien Dark, to help keep Thea's bloodlust away. He later chose the greater good over his family. This episode also gave us a glimpse into the tensions that the League of Assassins is going through since Malcolm Merlyn's ascension. With Nyssa leading a splinter group of assassins against Malcolm's regime, it's only a matter of time before the two sides collide and cause all hell to break loose. Nyssa also fought Katana in the episode for what we later find out to be a cure for Thea's bloodlust. There's only one condition to that. Nyssa wants Oliver to kill Malcolm so she can take the throne. The main antagonist of this episode was a very clever antagonist that hasn't really been seen this season. He did everything behind the safety of a computer, but that did not make him any less deadly. He blackmailed Roy into working for him in order to make a super virus to shut down all of Star City. And of course, Team Arrow wasn't going to let that happen, so they took action to take down the man. However, they only stopped his goons and his plan, but the actual man himself, because this episode revealed him to be none other than Felicity Smoke's father, which explains a lot in hindsight to her computer knowledge. This episode for me was something that I needed to hold my interest in this show and this season. It made me feel a plethora of emotions. It had me scream at the TV a few times in both joy and anger. I give this episode a 4.5 out of 5. This is Dylan Bateson, and this is In Review.
Thanks, Dylan. Screams of joy and anger. Isn't that essentially what music is?
One might say that. The music industry has been abuzz lately.
Here to cover some recent industry stories is Madison McGill. Madison?
We may know and love him as one of the lead singers of Lady Antebellum, but Charles Kelly has launched his solo career with his debut album, The Driver. Not only does he want to be seen as a member of Lady Antebellum, but also as a solo artist. He told Rolling Stone that the record allows him a clean slate. According to Billboard, Kelly is far from alone on this album. It features other artists such as Dierks Bentley, Eric Paslay, Stevie Nicks, and Miranda Lambert. This is the month for Kelly with the release of his album and a trip to the Grammys, where his title track, The Driver, is nominated for Best Duo/Group Performance. Charles Kelly isn't the only one on his way to the Grammys. Rihanna was recently announced as one of the performers scheduled to take the Grammy stage. Rihanna's 8th album, Anti, dropped last week and is on its way to the number one spot on the Billboard 200 chart. Her current single, Work, is on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 9. On February 5th, it was announced that she'll be taking the Grammy stage, and she's not the only one. Other performers include Ellie Goulding, Lady Gaga, Carrie Underwood, and Adele. And Adele isn't the only one taking her songs to the stage. Presidential candidate Donald Trump has also been using the superstar's songs at his campaign rallies, even after being told not to. After addressing supporters in Exeter, New Hampshire, he marched off the stage to Rolling in the Deep, and while supporters waited for his arrival, Skyfall played throughout the room. Adele's spokesman told The Guardian Adele has not given permission for her music to be used for any political campaigning. After being told this, he still used the songs at a campaign rally in Little Rock. Other artists, such as Steven Tyler and Reem's Michael Stipe, have also told Trump to stop using their music. I'm Madison McGill, and this has been your Music Minute.
Thanks, Madison. Sounds like Trump will have to dream on if he ever wants to use Aerosmith music again. He might start rolling in the deep. Deep trouble, that is, with Adele if he continues to use her music.
That's Donald Trump in the corner. That's Donald Trump in the spotlight, losing his rights to use REM songs.
Wow, a pun from Sonny. Mark this day in the history books.
I'll always make an exception for some wholesome Trump puns.
And who wouldn't?
Stick around for our final word.
It's gonna be huge.
I am very turned on right now.
Derek, toss me the knife. You got it! You're the most ridiculous people I have ever seen. Don't do it.
When you want to go do it.
You really need to get that taken care of.
What do you mean? I barely have any hair.
You should close your legs. There's a reason I stopped watching Duck Dynasty. Is that Tom Hanks from Castaway? Seriously, it's like Gandalf is staring right at me. No penis shall pass.
प्यार करता हूँ मैं तुमसे, तुम्हें समझ में नहीं आता।
नहीं चाहिए मुझे जितना पागलपन नूर।
If they can do it, surely we can. I've turned into this kind of crazy optimist. 3 years ago, gay marriage in the United States was outlawed. Now, law of the land. It really proves anything can happen.
For my final word, I want to discuss probably one of my favorite Valentine's Day films, Failure to Launch, with Matthew McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker. This wonderful rom-com tells the story of Trip, a grieving 35-year-old man that lives with his parents and takes care of his dead ex-girlfriend's son, whose parents are tired of him living in their house and grieving the loss of someone close to him. So they hire Paula, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, whose job is to date men and get them to move out of the house before eventually dumping them and leaving them to fend for their own, and all that fresh self-esteem thrown right out the window. Oh, hijinks. But if that's not enough for you, don't worry. Matthew McConaughey's friend discovers Sarah Jessica Parker's plan and decides to blackmail her for a date with her roommate, played by everyone's favorite awkward gal, Zooey Deschanel. Hooray, blackmail! Oh, and let's not forget Bradley Cooper is in this film and for some reason is attacked by wildlife throughout the film. And in the end, after the two fight and they decide they're no good for each other, the friends and family come together to kidnap the two and show that they love each other. Because nothing says love like a big old bowl of Stockholm Syndrome. Because that's what romance is really all about, in all honesty. Don't let Hollywood tell you what it is or isn't of a Valentine's movie. So long as there's a reason behind the film, no matter how personal it becomes, something special to you, and that should be cherished. But there's nothing to love about Failure to Launch.
However, my favorite Valentine's Day flick of all time is in fact Valentine's Day, the star-studded movie that came out in 2010, which had almost everyone from Hollywood in it, from Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner to Jessica Alba and Bradley Cooper and even George Lopez and Jamie Foxx. This emotional movie gets me to cry every single time I watch it, which is quite often. I have never seen a movie with so many twists and turns. From beginning to end, you stay entertained because there is never a single dull moment. Without giving too much away about the movie, I think what I love most is that somehow everyone is related. The 3 degrees of separation connects every character in this film, and it makes it fascinating because you'll still be putting everything together up until the very last second. I recommend this movie to anyone who not only wants a little romance on their Valentine's Day night, but also wants a good laugh.
And that wraps up our show for this week. Be sure to check out our website, Facebook, and Twitter pages for news and updates on all things entertainment. I'm Aiden Hall.
And I'm Sunny Clark. We'll see you next time.